Hello, I'm Nivi, a physiotherapist in this hospital. How may I address you? Hello, can you hear me?
Please unmute, Fiba.
You can call me Susan.
Hi, Susan. How can I help
Hi.
you?
Yeah, doctor. I had one concern that my mother is getting discharged within a few days, and she's been paralyzed one side. Um, so I wanted to ask you, how will I manage her at home? Please, can you tell me how
Okay,
should I
I would
take
like
care
to
at
ask
home?
you a few questions about your mother. How long she had this issue?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
How long your mother have this paralytic issue?
Yeah, recently she's been diagnosed with this condition.
Okay, I would like to ask you a few questions about her past mobility. So before she admitted to the hospital, how was her mobility? Is she able to walk with a walker?
Yeah, she was able to walk with the walker, and she was able to use a walking stick as well.
Okay.
But after this condition, it has got a bit worsened. So I'm really concerned how to take care at home.
Okay. Okay. I just saw her case notes and it seems like she's going to discharge soon. And don't worry, I'm here to help you. And I will provide you some home exercise for her. And I will suggest you few exercise as well. So you please follow that one. Is it okay for you?
Yes, doctor. But can you please tell me any sort of modification do I have to make at home so that things will be easy? I mean,
Yes.
at home.
Before I would suggest you some modification. I have few questions to ask. Could you explain how is your mother room and is she have any easy access to toilet?
Yeah, I have arranged the room in such a way that she can access to the bathroom. But still,
Okay.
I am concerned about one thing, that if I'm not at home, how she's going to manage alone, like how she's going to get up and go to the bathroom by herself.
So do you have any close relatives that they can look after your mom when you are not available?
Yeah, I have. Yes, I can
Okay.
manage with them.
Okay. And another thing I would like to suggest to you that your mom need to do regular exercises so that to her mobility. So firstly, we can start mild weight bearing exercises and some strengthening and stretching exercises, and then gradually will increase the exercise to your mom. Is it all right for you?
Yes, doctor, but you are going to demonstrate before going home, or are you going to teach
Sure,
us? Okay.
sure. I will explain to you. I will provide you some exercise leaflets and you have detailed summary of the exercise plan in the leaflet.
Okay.
And I will come
And
and sorry, would you like to ask
okay,
something to me?
yeah. What should I need to consider to make my home a bit safe and comfortable for her? Can you please suggest me something?
Sure. And they have some bed rail modifications. So when your mom need to sit up from the bed and they have the hand remote attached with the bed, so it's easily she can able to lift her she can able to sit in the bed and she can able to turn around, and it's very easy for her to access by using the hand remote.
Okay.
And
Okay,
another
that
thing,
sounds good. Mhm.
sorry.
Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
Okay. And another thing, I will arrange you some crash mat. So you can apply the crash mat at the night time. So it will prevent her to roll out from the bed. Would you like to ask any
Okay.
questions from me?
No, doctor, it's fine. I've
Okay.
understood everything.
Okay. If you have any further questions, you please contact me at any time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let me give you the feedback, for your role play conversation, Nivi. So the first thing is that grammar is still an area of improvement, although you have reduced the number of grammatical mistakes. All right. You have committed less number of grammatical mistakes when compared with your previous role play conversation. However, it is still an area of issue. Okay.
Okay.
And then you asked, is she able to walk? Okay, when you should have used the past verb, was she able to walk? Isn't it? Because you are asking her
Yes.
about her mobility in the past. Okay, was she used to walk around freely or not? Isn't it? So you should have used
Yes.
the past verb only, but you haven't, unfortunately. And then you said, I will provide some home exercises. You can't provide home exercises. What you can provide is you can provide information. Okay, you can tell them
Okay.
how they need to do the exercises at home. That's what you can say. You can't provide, it's not a, it's not what you can say, it's not a box, kind of box, or maybe a flower or something that you can give them. No, it's not the case. So
Okay.
I will provide you the information. I will provide you the
Okay.
information. I will provide you the information regarding,
Home.
the simple exercises that can be done at home itself. Something like that. That
Okay.
can be performed at home itself. Something like that. This is good. That can be performed, performed at home itself. Okay. So that is how you should have, started providing the information. Okay. And then the other one is, before, I would like to suggest, okay. You said before, I would like to suggest. This is wrong. This is wrong. The reason is that before we discuss further, that is correct, about something, maybe whatever it is, you can say, I would like to, and then you can tell that. Okay, you said, is she have any access? Okay, and you also asked mother room. Can you tell me about your mother room? It's not mother room, but mother's room, isn't it? Could you please tell
Okay.
me about your mother's room? Okay, so don't use,
Okay.
can you tell me? It's not good. It is better to say,
Okay.
could you please tell me? Could you please tell me? Okay.
Okay.
Use, could you please tell me about your mother's room? Okay. And then the next one is
Okay.
she have access to toilet? Okay. It's not is she have, but does she have?
Okay.
She have access to toilet. Okay. And then the other is relatives. Do you have any relatives that they can look after your mom? Okay. Try not to use mom. It's better to
Okay.
use mother. Okay. So, but there are few other issues as well here. I'll tell you. Do you have any relatives who can? It's not that can. They can. That's wrong. Who can look after your mother for some time? Okay.
Okay.
That's how you should
Yeah.
have done that. Okay. And then the next one is,
Okay.
your mom need to. Sorry, that's wrong. Your mom need to. Why it's wrong? Because see, for
It's
need to. Okay, your mother. Okay, that's one mistake. And then needs to. It's not needed to, because it's a
yes.
third form. It's a third person noun. Okay, he, she, it. All those things come
Okay.
under third person noun. So as a result, you have to use the verb plus yes only in the present tense. All right, so that's the one. Okay,
Okay.
you were able to show willingness in the use of connecting phrases. Okay, I mean, you are trying to use the connecting phrases, but unfortunately they haven't they have been used unnaturally. Do you know what I mean? I mean,
Okay.
they didn't flow naturally, unfortunately. That's not good. Okay, you could have
Yeah.
done this maybe a long time ago. You could have practiced, you know, the role play conversation maybe for so long continuously. Then I think you could have done a better way. Okay,
Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah, it's not that better. You know, it is somewhat better than what you have done in the previous role play conversation. All right, it's not that bad. You know, the
Okay.
grammatical mistakes have been reduced, so it's a good thing. So you have committed about maybe, you know, 14 to 15 mistakes only when compared with that of 20 to 25 in the
Mhm.
past. So I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
The other issue is that
Okay.
you said you started saying she can able to, you know, thrice. You have told this, you have repeated this
Yes.
phrase 3 times continuously. Okay,
Mhm.
that's not good. So you shouldn't say she can able to. You should say either she can or she is able to. Okay, that's
Yeah.
it. So you can't use them together. That's very bad. All right, because that's gonna
Mhm.
damage your score, and you have committed these mistakes. You know, everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you said it
Yeah.
is easily she can access or she can. I don't know why you have said it is easily she can access. So this is wrong. I mean, it is easily is incorrect. So it is a kind of false start.
Okay.
False start. That is, it is easily. Okay, should be avoided. It's not correct. That's not good. Okay.
Yes.
And yeah, there were a few minor grammatical mistakes. I was not able to mark them down. There were a few, maybe two more mistakes. But apart from that, it was okay. The problem is that you seemed to be anxious. Okay, or what I can say in other words,
Yeah.
you seemed to be anxious to lead the role play conversation. All right, it
Okay.
seems it could be because of your voice or so on, but it seemed to be that
Okay.
you were acting. You're not acting as a you know, the leader of the conversation, but the participant. Do you understand what I mean? So to some
Yes.
extent, you could have used some kinds of phrase. Okay, yeah, I understand your concern, you know, but I would, before I address that, I would like to ask you more questions. Okay, you could have raised your voice a bit as well. Your voice could be one of the things, you know, because it was very soft, and the problem is, you know, you know, being a leader is okay to use, you know, soft voice, but the problem is that you were not able to you know, show the leadership skills, you know, using that voice. That's the problem. I would
Okay.
definitely recommend you to, you
Mhm.
know, use, you know, those kinds of phrases, you know, the one that I shared with you in the document, in the PDF
Yes.
document. Just go back.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Okay.
almost the same for everyone because it's a common
Yeah.
phrases, you know, for all the medical professionals. Okay, so try to
Yes.
follow them, try to read them, try to understand them, and then try to use them according to the situations. Okay, when you go through the bullet points, you can see assure the patient, reassure the patient, or things like that. So whenever you have to use those phrases, you can use in that particular bullet point. Okay, so you have to go through them. Okay, all
Okay.
right. Now the other
Okay.
thing is that pronunciation could have been much better. It seemed to me that you were less confident in your speech. Do you understand what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
you were not fully confident. You didn't do that actually.
Okay.
You're not confident. You're less confident in speaking.
Yes.
It's not good. You know, speak fluently, confidently, speak fluently, confidently, and consistently. Okay, don't worry
Yeah.
about anything else. Just, you know, you just need to speak. That's it.
Okay.
Right, that's what you're going to do. That's it. So don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about the mistakes. Okay, try to speak continuously, try to use
Yeah.
connecting phrases, try to take the leadership role. Okay, don't just you know, don't just be the participant of the conversation, but take the leadership role, lead the conversation. That is more important.
Okay.
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 All right. You could have used more sympathetic phrases as well. You should have encouraged the interlocutor using some kinds of questions, okay, to encourage the interlocutor to take part in the conversation. You could have mentioned them, you could have confirmed, you know, the information, you know, whenever the interlocutor says, okay, this is what is happening, you can also restate them and then say, oh, am I correct, or did I understand correctly? So you could have used those kinds of phrases as well to get the confirmation from the patient, because you have got less number of bullet points, so you could have done that. Do you understand?
Okay.
So it's better to do those kinds of things. You should have encouraged the interlocutor to take part in conversation. Grammar is definitely an issue. Okay, grammar is one of the major areas of improvement.
Okay.
You should improve a lot. Okay, it includes everything: use of tenses, verbs, nouns, articles, prepositions, and so on needs to be improved a lot. But the good thing is you have reduced the number of mistakes. Okay, similarly, background noises,
Okay.
pauses, and the hesitations were reduced to some extent. Okay, were reduced to some extent, but still you have been committing. Okay,
Okay.
could have been reduced more. All right, vocabulary could have been much better with the use of more formal phrases. Please, you know, print out the document that I shared with you today
Yes.
in our
Sure.
WhatsApp group. Okay, try to print them out and try to see how I have used those things. Try to use those kinds of phrases. Even you can you could have imagined, you know, you could have imagined that you are you know, a daughter of a 72-year-old mother who has been suffering from same problem. You should have told the same thing. You can say, for example, I also have a 70-year-old mother, and I can imagine how panicked you are, because it's going to be really difficult for you to manage her. So you can use these kinds of phrases, isn't it? So you can also say, being a full-time professional, it is definitely a hard thing for you to manage your mother. However, if you need any kind of assistance, such as social worker who can come and visit your home and provide any support, we are ready to help you out on that. Otherwise, you can also ask her, you know, if you wish, could you please let me know in what ways I can help you out? You can also ask her as well. You don't need to always give advice to the interlocutor. It's not the case. You know, I wish I would you can say, I would like to help you out as much as I can. Do you think apart from these things I can be of help to you in any ways? Just ask there. Okay, so they may you know, if she says no or not, you can also tell her, okay, so if you need any kind of assistances such as the socials worker and things like that, I'm very happy to arrange one for you, and your mom may feel much better. You can let me know about your decision later on, something like that. You can, you know, you could have mentioned those things. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you need to take an active conversation. Okay, you need to take the leadership role. You need to try to convince the patient. You need to establish the rapport. So all these things were missing. Okay, you were unable to establish the rapport with the patient. Okay, and didn't show, you didn't show sympathy and care towards the interlocutor. So you should have shown all these things. Okay, you should have, you know, told them, okay, I can you know, I have a 70-year-old mother, and I can definitely understand your problem from a daughter's perspective. You can tell all those things. Okay, if I were you, definitely I would have been unable to manage this condition, but being a doctor, I'm trying to help you out as much as I can. All right, so use these kinds of phrases. Okay, yeah, you can also say, for example, I understand that it is definitely very hard for you to manage your mother, because she is unable to help you at all. But what I can do is I can arrange maybe a social worker who can visit your home and help you out to some extent, or you can tell all those things. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so those things could have been included, but apart from that, it wasn't that bad. Okay, according to me, let me go through the score. All right. Okay, so you have committed at least for 14 or 15 mistakes. In terms of grammar, you are not able to use the tenses properly. You are not able to use the nouns and verbs properly. And what else? The apostrophes. You didn't know how to use the vocabulary. Vocabulary could have been much better. All right, and you were unable to take the leadership role. You were unable to clarify the doubts of the patients. You were not able to establish the rapport. You have simply tried to complete the bullet points. That's it, and it's not good. You need to sound like a real carer who is trying to give the best care to the interlocutor. Okay, that's how you need to act. You should have acted, but it didn't look like. All right, so according to me, this one is somewhat better. It's better than the previous role play conversation to some extent, but again, all those other issues can prevent you from achieving even 300. And I mean, to me it sounds like a 290 out of the 500 grade role play conversation. Okay. All right, unfortunately this is what I believe. Okay, so you could have done something much better, like for example, grammar, vocabulary. Try to use may I, could you please, if you could, use these things. Okay. Yeah, those things could have been much better. All right, apart from that, it's okay, it's not that bad.